What bloody man is this? I can report it, seemeth by his plight of the revolt, news of state. This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend. Say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, thwarted at the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles of kerns and gallow glasses is supplied, and fortune on his damned quarreled smiling showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak, for brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution. Like valor's minion carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands or bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant hunter, worthy gentleman.
As once the sun gives his reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunders break, so from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark, no sooner justice had, with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels. But the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with firm shards and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare, the lion. If I say sooth, I must report. They were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha, I cannot tell. But I am faint, my gashes cry for help.
So well thy words only as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross. What a haste looks to his eyes. So should he look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Carter, began a dismal conflict, till that Bellona's bridegroom lapped in proof, confronted him with self-same comparisons, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
A great happiness.
And now sweet of the Norway's king craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men till he dispersed at St. Combs Inch $10,000 for our general use.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, had munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I, a runty witch, the rump-fed Runyon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger, and in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do. Both of thee a wind, that's right. And I another. I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. In the shipman's cart I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have. Show me, show me. Here I have a pilot's thumb, racked as homeward he did come. A drum, Macbeth.com. Weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus to go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
How far is it called to force? choppy finger laid upon her skinny lips.
Speak if you can! What are you? Oh, hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glums!
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor! All hail Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter!
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical? Or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner you greet with present grace, and great prediction of noble having, and of royal hope, that he seems happy withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow, and which will not, speak then to me, neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail!
Hail! Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Less happier than Macbeth, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings,
Though thou be not,
so all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail. Stay, you imperfect speakers! Tell me more. By Simon's death I know a Thane of Glums, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greetings. Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are open. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air. You must incorporate melting his breath into the wind. Would they had stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And they call her too, and it not so.
The self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king had happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels, fight his wonders and his praises, to contend which should be thine or his. Silence with that, and viewing over the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in a stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of what thyself didst make, strange images of death. As thick as tale came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee to his sight, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What can the devils be true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives! Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane? Yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did lie in the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he labored in his country's wrack, I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glums. The Thane of Cawdor! The greatest is behind. Gentlemen, thanks for your pains! Do not look that your children shall be kings. Whence the king of Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them.
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the ground, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange. And oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles, to betray us the deepest consequence. Cousins, over that ring.
True truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why had it given me earnest of success, convincing of truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good,
Why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my seated hair, and make my heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are worse than horrid imaginings. My thought, whose motor yet is but fantastical, shakes, so that my single state of man is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Look how apartment wrapped.
The chance will have me king. My chance may crown me without my stir.
New honors come upon him, like our strange garments, leave not their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour run through the roughest day.
The word Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me a favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered, for every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts each to other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come.
His executions done at Cawdor. Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back. But I have spoken with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed as to a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness's part is to receive our duties. Our duties are to your throne and state children and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything safe toward your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved, nor shall be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart. There if I go, the harvest is your own. My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, fanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know that we shall establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we shall name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must, not unaccompanied, invest him only. But signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers. From hence to evidence and by this further to you.
The rest is labor which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with news of your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Connell.
The Prince of Cumberland! That is a step upon which I must fall down, or else I'll leap. In my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires! Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
True, worthy Banquo. He is full so valid, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let us after him whose care has gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success. And I have learned by the perfect report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burnt in desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. While as I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, He referred me to the coming on of time with, "Hail, King that shall be." This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, but thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Glamis thou art, and cod, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the vow of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid does seem to have thee crowned withal.
What is your tidings? The king comes here tonight.
Art mad to say,
Is not thy master with him?
who wert so would have informed for preparation.
So please you, it is true, our thing is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who almost dead for breath had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending, he brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse and croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits, that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of darkest cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse with no compunctious visitings of nature, shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell. My keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, "Oh, oh, great Glamis, worthy Connor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight, and when goes hence? Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your hand, your eye, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We shall speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle had a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself into our gentle senses. This mist of summer, the temple haunting martlet does approve by his loved machinery that the heaven's breath smells wooing the air. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor point of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreate rail. Where they most breed and haunt, I have observed, the air is delicate. See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, which still we thank as love. Here and I teach you how you shall bid God yield us for your pains and thank us for your troubles.
All our service in every point twice done, and then done double. We're poor and single business to contend against those honors, deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your urns.
Where is the Thane of Connor? We coursed him out the hills and had a purpose to be his purveyor. That he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness' pleasure, still to return your own?
Give me your hand.
Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces toward him. By your leave, hostess.
Then 'twere well it were done quickly.
If the assassination could tremble of the consequence, and catch with his success. But this blow might be the be-all, and the end-all here. But here upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the light to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First as I'm his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, and then as his host, should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued to the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. The tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur with which to criticize my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and lands on another. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which are worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale as what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that, which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage?
Prithee, peace! I dare to mold me to become a man, who dares to more is none!
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than man. Nor time, nor place did that adhere, and yet you would make both. They've made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck. I know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail!
You fail. Screw your courage to the sticking place and you will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, when to the ravish of his day's hard journey sounding inviting, his two chamberlains lie with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the water of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lies in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men children only, for the undaunted metals should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and
as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I'm settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairer show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
She goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
Cold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take me that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend!
But sir, not yet at rest. The king's abed. He hath been in most unusual pleasures of late, and sent forth great largesse to your officers. This diamond he drinks your wife withal, by the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, I will became the servant to defect, which else should free abroad.
All's well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend in some words upon that business if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Good sir, the like to you.
Go get thy mistress. When my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get her to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feel and this to sight? Oh, but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressive brain. I see thee still. In form as palpable as that which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fool of the other senses, or else forth all the rest. I see thee yet, and on thy blade and dungeon, gouts of blood which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is this bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now over half the world, nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings and withered murder, alarmed by a sentinel the wolf, whose howls his watch. Thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm said earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear the very stones pray to my whereabout. And take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives! Words to the heat of deeds, to cold breath gives. I go, it is done. The bell invites me. Here There is a knell that summons thee to heaven, or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. 'Twas the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the serpent grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them whether they live or die.
Who's there? Wow!
I'm afraid they have a wait and 'tis not done. The temper, not the deed, confounds us. I laid their daggers ready, he could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear noise?
Heard the owl screaming, the crickets cried, did not you speak?
When now? As I descended?
Pray.
Hark! Alas, in the second chamber.
The pain.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
As one did laugh in sleep, and one cried word that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them. But they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
They were too large together.
One cried, God bless us, amen, the other. As they had seen me with these pagans' hands. Pressing their prayer, I could not say God bless us when they did say amen.
Consider it not so dearly.
But whatever could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more, to all the house. Macbeth doth never sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep, and his dark unraveled sleep of care. Death of each day's life. Sore labor's balm. Balm of hurt minds. Great nature's second course. Chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Clotho shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go, get some water, wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring the daggers from the place? Let's lie there. Go, carry it and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
You are firm of purpose. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. Give me the daggers. I'll smear the sleepy grooms with blood, for it must seem ne'er given.
What's that knocking? How is it when every noise appalls me? What hands are these? Ah! They pluck up my eyes! Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No! This my hand would rather the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red!
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. Hark, there's not this something. Retire we to our chamber. Little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark, you are knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion calls and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not to know myself. Wait, Duncan, with thy knocking! I would thou couldst.
Here's a knocking indeed. A man or a board of hell. You should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? In the name of Beelzebub. Oh, Mary, here's a farmer. Who hangs himself on the expectation of men. Come in 9. Here, your sweat board. Knock, knock, knock. Who
inside the scale. Who committed treason enough, for God's sake, or could not equivocate to heaven? Come in, equivocator. Oh, knock, knock, knock. Who is it? Say, here's an English tailor. Come here. Oh, speaking of French toes, come in, tailor. Here, you may roast your goose. Knock, knock, knock. Never and quiet. Oh, but this place is too cold for hell. Oh, that'll porter it no further. I had thought that in those of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. On and on, I pray, and demand of
Was it so late from there you were to bed that you should lie so late?
Married, sir, we were carousing to the second clock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker. All three things.
What 3 things does drink especially provoke?
We're married, sir. No painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir. It provokes, and it unprovokes. Provokes desire, but it takes away the performance. Much drink is said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it gnaws him. It sets him on, and it takes him off. It persuades him, and disheartens him. It makes him stand to, and not stand who. In conclusion, it equivocates him in a sleep, and then giving him the lie, leaves him.
I think drink gave thee the lie last night.
That he did. He is very drunk on me. Oh, but I requited him for his lie. And being so strong, though he did take off my legs somewhat, I made the shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking is awake, Tim. Here he comes. Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, Beau.
Is the king stirring, worthy dame?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll take you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delight in physics pain. There's the door.
I'll make so bold call, for 'tis my limited service.
Does the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death and prophesizing, with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night, some say. The earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
I don't remember parallel. What's the matter? How now?
Confusion now, made his masterpiece. Oh, sacrilegious murder hath broke the Lord's anointed temple and stole that's the life of the building.
What is it you say your life in you, His Majesty?
Broke the chamber, destroyer side of the new Gorgon. Not bid me speak, see, and then speak yourselves. Awake, awake! Bring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Malcolm and Donovan, Bagwell, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up and see the great tomb's image! Malcolm! Bagwell! As from your graves, rise up and walk like spikes to countenance this horror. Ring the bell! What's the business of such hideous trumpet calls to Polly, the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak, oh gentle lady. 'Tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Twinkle, our royal master is murdered. What? In our house? Too cruel anyway. Dare to contradict thyself and say it is not so.
Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn and mere lees is left this vault of Braga.
Christmas!
You are and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh, by whom?
Those of his chambers seem to have done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood. So are their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, furious, loyal, neutral in a moment? No man! The expedition of my violent love outrun the pause of reason. There lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmanly breached with gore. Who can refrain? There were a heart to love, and in that heart, the courage to make love's known. Help me! Ah!
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues that must make this argument for hours?
What should be spoken here, where our fate hidden in order when Russian sees us? Let's await our tears might be approved.
Nor our strong sorrow and the foot motion.
Look to the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hid, have suffered exposure, let us meet and discuss this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and lance against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice. And so do I.
So, let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together. Contented.
What would we do? It's not consort with them. To show what unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I take him with
Tar and I are separated fortunes shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's mouths. The near in blood, the near are bloody.
This murderous shaft and shot had not been lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. There was a horse, and let's not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that step which steals himself, and there's no mercy left.
Hours dreadful and things strange, but this sore night hath trifled former knowings.
Good Father, thou seest the heavens as troubled with man's act, threatens his bloody stage. By the clock 'tis day, yet dark night strangles the traveling lamp. Is it night's predominance, or the day sheen that darkness does the face of earth entomb, when living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, even as the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in a pride place, was by a mousy owl hawk dead and killed.
And Duncan's horse is a thing most strange and certain. Beauteous and swift, the minions of their race turn wild in nature, broke their stalls flung out, contended against obedience as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Here comes the good Macbeth. How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
those that Macbeth hath slain?
Alas, the day when... What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Tumbleweed, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them the suspicion of the deed.
Hence nature's still thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's mean. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where's Duncan's body?
Carried to Colmkill, sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you just go?
No, cousin, ought to fight.
Well, I will figure.
May you see things well done there. Did you? Last our old rogues it easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
God's benefits go with you, and with those that make good of bad, and friends of foes.
Thou hast it now. King's collar glance. All as the weird women promised.
And I fear thou playedst most foully for it.
Yet it was said that it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why, by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest. If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming. Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie, forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
I am good lord.
We had else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous at this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better. I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Ere not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have affairs of state craving us jointly. Hie you to your horse. Adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
I, my good lord, our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 o'clock. To make society the sweeter welcome, we shall keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There's none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. As it is said, Mark Antony's was thy Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and made them speak to him. Then prophet-like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they place a fruitless crown, put a barren scepter in my whip, thence to be lynched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind, for them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, but rankers in the vessel of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings. Well then so, come fate unto the list, and champion me to utterance. Who's there? Well then, was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was so please your highness.
And have you considered of my speeches? Know you that it was he entitled times past which held you so under fortune, which you have been our innocent self. This I made good to you on our last conference, passed in probation with you. How you were born in hand, how crossed the instruments which wrought with them, and all things else, that to have in a soul and an ocean craze said, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed yours to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue you go for men. As hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shows, water rugs, and demi-wolves are clipped all the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift in which bounteous nature hath it enclosed, whereby each does receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike. And so with men. Now, if you have a station in the file, not the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart, and love us you where I help but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, who the vile blows and buffets of the world hath so incensed that I am reckless when I do despite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid on it.
Both of you know, Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So he is mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his life being thrust against my nearest of life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye, for sundry weighty reasons.
We will, my lord, perform what you command us.
Though I lack
Your spirits shine through you. Within an hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. Acquaint you with the perfect spot, the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. And something from the palace. Always thought that I require clearness, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. His son Fleance, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
we are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, you must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
I, madam, but return to get tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Nought's had, all spent. Our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on? Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself. We'll stop poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the world suffer. Ere we will eat our meal in fear, and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better to be with the dead, whom we to gain our peace have sent to peace, than in the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel nor poison, malice domestic foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, my noble lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I. And so, I pray, for you, let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present an eminence both with eye and tongue, unsafe the life.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dearest wife. Thou knowest that Banquo in his flayance lives.
But in the nature of copies not eternal.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou jocund. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate's summons the shard-born beetle hath rung night's yawning peal, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, silly night, scarf off the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes way to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelest at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad become, make strong themselves by ill. So prithee go with me.
But who did bid thee join with me?
Macbeth. He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we must do to the direction just.
Then stand with me. The west jet glimmers with some streaks of day, now spurs the belated traveler apace. To gain the timely end, and their approach is the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Go right there! Oh! 'Tis he. The rest that are within the note of expectation are already in the court. His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually, so all men do, from hence to the palace gate maketh their walk. Alike, 'tis he.
Stand to it.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down!
Oh, treachery! Fly, 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 fly! Thou mayest revenge!
Who did strike out the light?
What's not the way?
There's but one down. The sun is fled. We have once crossed half of our affair.
Let's away and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, a hearty welcome.
Thanks, Your Majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state. But in best time, we will require her welcome.
Now it's it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks they are welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their mock thanks. Be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink a measure at table round. There's blood upon thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut, and that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the likes of Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the none for I.
Most royal, sir. Fleance escaped.
Ah! Thence comes my fin again. I have been perfect. Whole as the marble, founded as the rock, strong and general as the casing air. But now I'm cannoned, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least in death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No cheek for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrance. Now, good digestion wait upon appetite, and health on both. Here had we our country's honor roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present, whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it! Never shake thy gory looks at me!
Gentlemen, rise, his highness gives no.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray, sit. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought you will again be well. Sit, and regard him not. Are you a man? I am a bold one that dare look upon them and try to pull a devil. For shame. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. With these flaws and starts, imposter to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by her granddam. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool. And they see there, behold, look! How say you? What care I? If thou canst not, speak too! If charnel houses and our graves must send those who be buried back, our monument shall be the walls of kites! Quite a landed folly. If I stand here, I saw him! For shame. Blood hath been shed here now. Yeah, the human statue purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear. The time has been, for when the brains were out, the man would die, and there was an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is. My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you. I do forget. Do not abuse me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and help on all. Give me some wine. Helpful. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would that he were here! To him and all we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge. Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt! And quit thy sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless! Thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes that thou dost glare with. Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time. What man dare I dare? Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros or the American tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerve shall never tremble. I'll be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow! Unreal mockery! Hence! I said all being gone. I'm a man again. I pray you, sit still. No display of mirth. Broke up a good meeting with most admired disorder. Can such things be? And come upon us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder. You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks.
What?
When mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
Pray speak not. He grows worse and worse. The question enrages me. At once. Good night. Stand out upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and bear health attend His Majesty.
A kind good night, all. It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Argues. And understood relations have by magpies and shells and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with warning. Which is a witch.
How sayest thou, Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not one but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and perhaps I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, but I am going to know by the worst means the worst. For my own good, all causes shall give way. Iron blood stepped in so far that should I wait no more, returning where as tedious as go over. Strange things I have in head, which will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all nature. Sleep.
Will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young, indeed.
with Macbeth, in riddles and affairs of death. And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, nor show the glory of our art. And which is worse, all you have done has been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own end, not for you. To make amends now, get you gone. At the pit of Asheron, meet me in the morning. Hither he will come to know his destiny. He will spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes of wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Talk, I am called. My little spirit sea waits in a foggy cloud, and it stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again. My former speeches have but hit upon your thoughts, which can interpret farther. Only I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pity of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you, Fleon's killed. For if Fleon's fled, men must not walk too late. Who could not want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Damn fact. How it did grieve Macbeth. He had
Straight and pious rage the two delinquents tear. There were the slaves asleep and thralls of drink. Was that not nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that I say he has borne all things well, and had he Duncan's sons under his key, and please the heaven he shall not. They should know what 'twere to kill a father, so should plan, but peace. For from broad thoughts, and because I hear he failed the tyrant, these Macbeth lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds a due birth, lives in the English court, and is bestowed of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither is Macduff gone, to pray the holy king, upon his aid to wake Northumberland and warlike seaward, that with the help of these, with him above, to ratify the work, we may again give meat to our tables, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honors, all which we pine for now. And this report has so exasperated the king that he prepares for some attempt of war.
Sent me to Macduff?
He did, and with an absolute "sir or not I," the cloudy messenger turns me his back and hums, as who should say, "You'll rue the time that clogs me with this answer."
Yeah, and that well might advise him to a caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England, and unfold his message ere he comes, that a swift blessing may soon return to this, our suffering country under hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fill it apathetically, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, lizard's leg and howlet's wing, lizard's fork and howlet's wing, for far from trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble, double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, mine gulp of the raven's salt sea shark, root of hemlock, dig to the dark, finger of birth, strangle babe, dish delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, add thereto a tiger's children for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks. How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do? A deed without a name. I conjure you, by that's what you profess. How are you come to know it? Answer me! Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though yesty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles tumble on their waters' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's germains tumble all together, even till destruction sicken. Answer me to what I ask you. Speak. Demand. Will answer. Say if you had rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Macbeth!
Tell me the unknown power!
Macbeth! Macbeth! Beware Macduff! Dana fight! Dismiss me enough!
Whatever ought for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast taught my fear aright. But one word more!
You will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
And for years I'd hear thee!
Be bloody bold and resolute, laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff! What need I fear of thee? Yet I make assurance double sure and take upon the fate. Thou shalt not live, that I might tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like the issue of a king, and bears upon its baby brow the rounded top of sovereignty? Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be, until great burning wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be! Who can impress the forest? But the earth-bound tree unfixed his root. Sweet bottom, it's good! Rebellious dead, rise never till the wood of burning rise. And our high place at Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one more thing. Tell me if your art can tell so much. Will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied! Deny me this and an eternal curse fall on you! What noise is this?
Show! Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Start to like the spirit of Banquo! Down! Thy crown doth sear my eyeballs! And the hair, though the golden brow is like the first, the third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A form? Stark eyes? What? Will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet, a seventh. I'll see no more. And yet it ain't the pants which bear the glass, but shows me many more. And some I see that twofold balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight! Now I see 'tis true, but a blood-bolted Banquo smiles at me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer me up his sprites, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round. That this great king may kindly say our duties it is welcome pay.
Where are they? Gone! At this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
What your grace is well?
Saw you the weird sisters.
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereupon they ride, and damned all that trust them. I did hear the galloping of a horse. Who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England.
Aye, my lord.
Time. Thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The bloody purpose ne'er is overtook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment on, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, crown my thought with axe, be it thought and done. The castle of
death I will surprise. Seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool! This deed I'll do before the purpose go. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Bring me where they are!
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom to leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. The poor men, the most diminutive of birds, would fight. Her loved ones in the nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little as the wisdom, with a flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. For your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the goods of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold ruler from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon wild and violent sea each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My prettiest cousin, blessing upon me.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool should I stay longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sarah, your father is dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird, thou'st never feel the net nor line, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds ere not set forth. My father is not dead, for all your saying. Yes, he is dead.
How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Thou can have me 20 at any market.
Then you will buy them to sell them again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and if they could wit enough to thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor, and must be hanged.
And who is hanged, though?
Why, the honest man.
Then the liars and swears are fools, for their liars and swears enough to beat the honest man and hang up them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkest!
Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known when your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you would take a homely man's advice, be not found here. Hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which were too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now, I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. And alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified for such as thou mayest find him.
He's a traitor!
Thou liest, thou shaggy villain! Get me
Ah, don't try any tricks!
Tell me when the red
Let us seek out some desolate shade and veil Hooplock's sad bosoms empty.
Let us, wrath, hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall with them. Each new mourn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrow strike heaven on the face, and it resounds as if it felt with Scotland, and yelled out like syllable of dolor.
What I believe I will, what no believe, and what I can redress, as I shall find the time to fret, I will. What you spoke, It may be so, perchance. This tyrant who so many blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well, if not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may discern of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is! A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Chance even there I did find my doubts. Why that promise left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. Pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but my own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy basest shore, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title with a beard. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkst, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke, weeps, bleeds, and each new day of gashes added to her wounds. I think with all that would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offered goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer, and more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean. Do I know the particulars of a vice so grafted, when they shall be oaked, black Macbeth shall seem as pure as snow? Compared with my divine heart.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, false, avaricious, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust. My desire, all continent impediments would overbear that did oppose my will. Macbeth and such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings, but yet do not fear to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold the time you make so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this there grows my most ill-composed passion. Such a staunchless avarice that were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels in this other's house. My more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice grows deeper, sticks with more pernicious root than summer seeming lust. And it hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath poisons enough to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming grace is as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, mercy, perseverance, lowliness, patience, courage, devotion, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each, several crime acting it in many ways. Hey, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth.
Oh, Scotland! Scotland!
Such a one fit to govern. Speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Oh, nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant, bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again, when the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdictions does accuse
sainted king. The queen that bore the altar upon her knees and on her feet died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils that were pieced upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my rest, I hope ends here.
Duff. This noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth by many of these strings hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over credulous haste. God above, deal between thee and me. Even now I put myself to thy direction. Unspeak mine own attractions, and here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself, strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow. Delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. What I am truly is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy here approach, old seaward and 10,000 warlike men already in a point, setting forth. Let's together, the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile.
No more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you?
Aye, sir. There are poor rich souls that stay as cure. Their malady convinces a great essay of art. But at his touch, such sanctity as has been given his hand, they presently amend.
Thank you, Doctor.
What's the disease he means?
'Tis called the evil, and most miraculous work of this good king, which since my hero made in England, I have seen him do. How he solicits heaven himself knows best. Strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the mere despair of surgery he cures. Hanging about their necks a golden stamp, put on with holy prayers, bespoken to the succeeding royalty, he leaves the healing benediction. This strange virtue he hath a heavenly gift of prophecy, and this and sundry blessings hang about his throne, speaketh of grace.
See, who comes here?
A countryman, but yet I know it not.
However, gentlemen, welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, the time to move the means that makes us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing, but who knows nothing, is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made not martyred, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead men's knell is there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before their flowers in their caps dying, or ere they sicken.
Relation. Too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest proof?
That of an hour's age doth the speaker, each minute teems a new one.
How doth my wife?
Why well,
And all my children?
well too.
The tyrant is not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not so slow of your speech. How goes?
When I came hither to transport the tidings which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witness the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it that comfort we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good seaboard and 10,000 men. An older and better soldier none the Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with a like. But I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern me? The general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some signal breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it share some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it!
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess with them the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised, your wife They've savagely slaughtered to relate the men who were on the quarry of these murder dear to Anne the death of you. Man, pull your hat upon your brows. Give all your words. The grief whispers the overwrought heart and does not speak, bids it break.
My children, to wife, servants, children, all that could be found.
And I must be from this. My wife killed.
I said,
Let's make us medicines of this deadly grief.
He has no children! What? All the pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, Alkite, all! What? All the pretty chickens and the dam in one fell swoop dispute him like a man! I shall do so! But I must also feel it as a man! I cannot but remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? How sinful enough they were all strict for thee. Not that I am not for their own demerit, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone to your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart enraged.
I can play the woman with mine eyes and brag her with my tongue, but gentle heavens cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring down this fiend of Scotland in myself, and then my sword blade set him, if he escape. Heaven forgive him too.
His tomb goes manly. Come, go into the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our need. Macbeth is wrath shaking. All the powers put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I had 2 nights watch for you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed, yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation of nature to receive at once the benefits of sleep, and do the effects of wanting. In this slumbering agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her,
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
neither to you nor anyone, having no witnesses to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she back the light?
It stood by her. She has led by her continually, 'tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sins are shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
'Tis an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continue it a quarter of an hour.
Here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Ouch, that spot. How does it?
1, 2. I think 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Why, my lord? Why, soldier in the field? Indeed, we fear who knows it when none can call our power to account. Yet who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him? Do you mark that? They fine had a wife
Where is she now? What? Will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. Marvel with this starting.
Go to. You know what you should not.
She has spoken she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
The smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
What a sigh is there. The heart is so charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body. Pray God it be so.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died holily in their beds.
Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out from his grave.
Even so.
To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
To bed.
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More she needs the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and keep still eyes upon her. So good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, but on my mountains, on the seaward, is a good dock. Revenge is burdens them, for their dear causes wood to the bleeding and the purple arms, like a mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we well meet them. That's where they're coming.
What else Dudley knew of his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is seaward son and many unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great density he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel the secret murders sticking on his hands. Now minutely revolts how brave his faith breach. Boast demands who only and nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish steed.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil the start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly meal, and with him pour we into our country's purge, each drop of us.
For as much as it needs to do the sober and flower and drown the weeds. Making our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports! Let them fly all! Till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsany, and I cannot take but fear! What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of a woman? Spirits that know all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. They are not Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall ever have power upon me. Then fly, false stains, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. The devil damn me black, thou cream-faced loon! Where gotst thou that goose look?
There is 10,000, sir.
Geese, villain!
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and overhead thy fear, thou livered boy! What soldiers, Patch? Death of my soul! Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear! What soldiers, Wayne Mace?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy base hence. Seeing I am sick at heart, and I behold, Satan, I say!
will cheer me ever or deceive me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into a sear. The yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age is love, honor, obedience, troops or friends. I must not look to have, but in their stead curses, not loud but deep. Wrath, honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan, I say!
What's your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight, till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Scour the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me my armor. Doctor, how goes your patient?
Not so sick, my lord. She has trouble with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Cast thou not minister to a mind disease. Pluck from the memory of rooted sorrow. Raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs, I'll none of it. Come, put my armor on, give me my staff. Seaton, send out. Doctor, the things fly from me. Seaton, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thou to the very echo that should applaud again. Pull it off, I say. What rhubarb, simmer, what purgative drug would scour these English hence? Hearest thou them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death in vain till Burton Forest comes to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand. The chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing. What wood is this before us? The wood of burning.
Let every man hew him down a battle there before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our hosts and make discovery earn before us.
We learn the weather, but the continent tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our setting down before it.
'Tis his main hope. For where there's advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the all. And none serveth him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censors attend the true event and put me on industrious soldiership.
We learn the weather, but the time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say, what we owe. That speculative, the unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. There let them lie till found in the end we weep them up. Were they not forced with those that should have been ours, we would have met them deaf or beer to beer, and beat them backward home. Wherefore was that cry?
'Tis the cry of women, my good lord.
I've almost forgotten the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair whether a dismal realm and dismal treatise rouse and stir as life were in it. I have supped full with horrors. Direness, familiar to my slumberous thoughts, cannot once start me. What is that noise?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have valued fools the way to dusty death. Out. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. What comes to use thy tongue, thy story quickly?
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but yet know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
So I did set my watch upon the hill, and did look toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move. Liar and slave! Let me endure your wrath and not be so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming, I say, a moving grove.
If thy speech be false, upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive till thou unclean thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution, and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not, till Burnham would do come to Dunsinane. And now the wood moves towards Dunsinane. Arm it out! If that which he avouches does appear, there is no flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be aweary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind, come wreck! At least we'll die with harness on our back!
Now you're done. Your lady screams, throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with your son, my right noble cousin, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon us what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets sound. Give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death. They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear like I must fight the cause. What's here is not poor of a woman. Such a one I interfere in none.
What is thy name?
Thou be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a harder name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself cannot call a name more hateful to mine ear.
No more fearful.
Thou lies, a poor tyrant. My sword, I'll kill you.
Thou was born of woman. With swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn. Brandished by man as of a woman born. That way noises. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou be slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike a wretched current whose arms are higher to bear their staves, than thou, Macbeth. Or else thy sword with an unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. Then thou shouldst be. By this great clatter, one of great note seems bruited. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord, the castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die upon my own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better upon them. Turn, hell, how turn!
blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou, bloody or villain, turn me out!
Thou losest labor! As easy mayest thou be entrenched in there with thy keen sword and presses make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crest. I bear torn life, which must not yield to what of woman born.
Despair thy tongue! And let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee that dust was from his mother's womb untimely ripped!
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath caught my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, than palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee!
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are painted upon a pole, and under it here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, or to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would do come to Dunsany, and thou oppose it, being of no woman born, yet I will try my last. Let on Macduff, and damned be he that first cries, hold enough!
I will the friends we miss forsake the ride.
Some must go off. By these I see so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, he's paid a soldier's debt, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man he died.
And he is dead?
I am brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured in his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
I am the front.
Why then God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so his knell is knolled.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score, and so God be with him. Here comes new comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutation in their mind, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves. My thanes and kinsmen henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which will be planted newly with the times, calling home our exiled friends abroad, had fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who as 'tis thought by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace, we shall perform in measured time and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one, whom we invite to